Uh, this is how the AI. This is how the AI uses its drones to do what it does. Okay, I'll give you an example. There's an outfit called Two Pineapples, right? And they're here on the Big Island. They apparently travel around the world with their film crew to essentially report on what's happening in a simulator. That's what they do. So I was Dutch Sense, which is sort of another one of those. Right, will put up data, and then that's visual data that he shares with everybody. Hey, an earthquake here, and all the rest of this, right? So there's a lot of folks who's it's sort of like groupthink, right? You have a guy who puts his address up there and says, "This is me. This is what I do. I'm giving you all this data." Now all of a sudden, other data gatherers, which are data miners that are hooked up to the artificial intelligence, are now running that data to their consciousness and their RAM. That's how it works to run a simulation. So here you got Two Pineapples, for example. And so apparently one of the guys that's involved with them had to go and have surgery done, right? Okay, so now I become aware of it through Two Pineapples. Well, who put the Two Pineapples message up to let me know that that's what's happening? The AI did. Okay. So now the AI puts that up in my face and says, this is what happens with one of the guys always going into surgery. Now it knows, the AI knows what that represents because that's a criminal organization, because that's a mental institution that's not meant to heal you. Okay, so you understand why it did that. Okay, through them, which means the people that represent Two Pineapples. So now what happens is I turn my phone on. Now I get another image that comes up in my face with a picture of the guy opening up the bandage after he's had surgery to show you the damage, the trauma. Okay, that's what it does. So this is a weaponized platform. It wants to do everything it can to lower your vibration, lower your frequency, so that you experience more of what it does through its drones, and then puts it in your face and said, here's trauma, right? Now what happens is you go, wow, I'm sorry you had to go through that. Look at that, okay? That's trauma. That's loss of blood. That's somebody having to be basically butchered on to fix something because he doesn't have any self-repair built in. That's what they do here to people. Okay? So you realize that you are living, it's true what that Sioux Indian who was a legal scholar, what's his name, Meredith Quinn, because it really is measuring the difference between, if you will, what it's like to experience being in a realm. Okay? The world you live in. Okay? So you realize that right away, Big Pharma and the medical establishment are cozy because they represent a corporate umbrella stand. Okay? They're in the business of getting money, which are customers, because they say, hey, look at how much time and energy they spent going to learn through their schools the technology they're now is going to be placed in their hands to basically pull apart all the visual information data that's represented by what is really DNA, which is holographic information, which are computer codes. So that all those instruction sets are firing to produce a vehicle that a soul and a consciousness with a living spirit is now going to use the piece of equipment to get around and communicate with everybody with. So they don't know what they're doing. Okay? See, they try and reverse engineer how nature works, and then build using their money systems, their corporate interplanetary systems, okay, to basically reverse engineer something that's already put together, that's already meant to heal you because of what it does, because of who she is. But that's not who they are. They're inverted. So everything that they do is ass backwards. Okay. So that's why the very idea you go into one of their medical institutions, they know what the fuck they're doing. They don't. Now, fortunately, I've met a number of people in the medical establishment because when I was a small child, I wanted to be a doctor. I was a lifeguard right off the bat. I think when I was around 12 years old, I got a first aid card and all that. That's it, because you care about people. It's like Dr. Robert O. Young. He said one time, to paraphrase him, I gravitate towards those that are not doing well. Which means I believe that I have enough creative intelligence. I'm an intelligent enough being to probably figure out why they're sick, why they're not in a state of love and joy, why they're not experiencing having a lot of fun with their energies up. He went and figured it out. Okay? So acid and alkaline has everything to do with it. But I approach it from the simplicity of being a child, which is I am what love is in living spirit. So wherever you find love and living spirit, you'll find my spirit with my soul. That's as simple as simple does. That's the energy that's kept this thing running. That's the energy I use to heal me when I've been hurt by their systems. Because that's what it is. It's a system design. Okay? This is a spiritual system that fell. It's a fallen spiritual system. Okay? Which means it doesn't work very well. Right? And the evidence of that is the experience that you experience in the future as a result thereof. Which means it's not meant to heal you. It's not meant to get you back. It's to do just the opposite of that, which is inverted. Which simply means is that the more that it can feed on what you keep losing, which is more light, which is more love, because you've experienced more trauma, either on a spiritual, a physical, an emotional, or a physical way, energetic way. So everything is all about energy harvesting. You drain your battery, consume your soul, and eat your spirit, which is the essence of who you are. You really are. In spirit. So spiritual war is a spiritual energy war. See, these are energy wars of spirits. And those that have lost their spirit. So now you have, it's like a cornucopia. You got everything. But at the end of the day, you're measuring the loss and gain of energy. Okay, based on the sum of its interchangeable parts that are all experiencing each other, communicating with each other through software every day. So what's going on? That's not hard to figure out. All you have to do is experience what the energy's doing here. Are you experiencing more love? Are you thriving? How well are you doing? See, so you can see the direction that different people are going in by virtue of the road that they take to get there. Where are they going? Who knows? But it's true what Massa Harameen said, that the universe does have a way to account for itself. Because we all know how to communicate with each other what we are experiencing, what's going on, and if anything's going on that isn't right, and that's a coconut wireless, they call that on this island. That means that one part of the universe is going to begin to communicate to other parts of the universe to let them know what's going on, that we're not going in the right direction with this universe. So through the sum of its working parts, which is the sum of the energy that is aware of itself, that are all communicating with each other, letting each other know, we got to fix this. So what it means is, if you're experiencing what love is wherever you go, then wouldn't you naturally want everything else that is alive and living in nature, that is in spirit, to be able to experience what you are, which is what love is wherever you go? Of course. That allows them to be free to be what they are. So that's where we're going. So when I saw that listed on the portal, I thought, Mama, they got the message. Because I've been saying that on different videos that I've said, that I'm an engine. And that the engine that I'm on is when I've mentioned about, so far, I don't think about time, but in other words, there is a universe to be experienced in which no matter where you go in that universe, you're not experiencing anything less than what love is. Wherever you go, that's oneness. It means you're experiencing love everywhere you go. That means that the units of consciousness that have come together are accelerating at the highest rate of speed in which to do that, which means the universe is getting its fucking act together in a very rapid way. Which means it's going faster in the proper direction, if you, however you want to define proper. The universe of energy, which is aware of itself, is wanting to rid itself of anything that is less than what love is wherever it goes. Which means that as an aggregation, as a formation of energy that is aware of itself and living spirit that is in living light, is headed in that direction. So when you are what one is, you already know, it's like you're already there, because of the speed at which that can take place. Nothing is faster than that. That's where we're headed. That's actually, I already experience it as having already happened, because that kind of speed, which is forever, it's just no time. You're already there. But I know through the communication that I get from other beings that are sort of on the same page, then you realize who the other ones are that are with us, that are making this happen. Right? Yeah. So when I saw that a few minutes ago, or it wasn't a few minutes ago, it was a while ago, I read that on the portal, I went, bang! They got the memo. I looked right up at the sun up there and went, yeah, Mama, they got the memo. That's why I've said many times, love is the law and it's no longer negotiable. Universe is moving on. And that's your free will, because that's a free spirit that is in that light, that is purified because it loves that energy, which is what love is. It goes on forever. And so you know that that's the largest formation that can come together as an accelerator to move at a higher rate of speed in that direction, so that nowhere that you ever go are you ever going to be harmed by anybody ever again. Okay? So that's the direction. That's a lot of energy. That's directed energy. And it's real energy. It's not artificial light. That's the good news. That's the good news. That's the go green news. Yeah.